This Parliament reconvenes today with the mini-budget which remains outstanding expected to be tackled, plus a build-up to President Akufo-Addo's final State of the Nation address. Also, traders count their loss as the Kantamanto market is destroyed again by fire. We have details as the inferno continues to rage on. A lot later, the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, they've declared a nationwide strike over government's failure to address welfare concerns. And hello there, it's the second day of the year 2025, a working day. Hello there, welcome to NewsCentral. I am Mawina Igbeta. The bulletin starts right now. We're starting from the legislature because the House is reconvening today with the expectation that it deals with matters which remain outstanding. A key issue which has left many worried is the mini-budget to give legal mandate for the incoming government first quarter expenditure. The House is also to host President Akufo-Addo on Friday as he delivers his final State of the Nation address. Double Crosby Annan is following this story for us. He's joined us with more. Crosby, do we have a sense of whether actual parliamentary business will take place today?
Well, Mawina, unfortunately, we cannot tell whether actual parliamentary business will happen today. But the expectation or the anticipation is that Parliament will continue with its regular business, whether or not the Finance Minister presents the mini-budgets. Now, you know that on 20th December, before the Speaker of Parliament adjourned sitting to today, it was as a result of the inability of the Finance Minister to present the mini-budgets. Now, the key issues were that the minority side of the House, the NDC side of the House, they were not having any agreement with the NPP side to allow the NPP, if you like, present other bills. For instance, the Free Senior High School bill for Parliament to take care of other things that the NPP side thought was important. I'm talking about the approval of judges, for instance. There's also the bit about some exemptions, tax exemptions to some 1D1F companies. The minority would not have any of that. All they wanted was that the mini-budget be presented. Now, because of that contention between the two sides of the House, the Speaker had to adjourn today. We're hoping that the mini-budget will be presented. Indeed, it has been the expectations of members of Parliament that I've spoken with that it will be presented and that other parliamentary business will continue subsequent to what they were not able to take care of on the 20th of December. If you can see in Parliament right now, some members of Parliament have begun trooping in. We can see the Member of Parliament for Nsaomaduaji, who is also the MP-elect for the area, Frank Anodompre, also in Parliament there, as well as some other leading members of both the NPP and the NDC, if you like, caucusing amongst themselves. So at the moment, we're waiting for the Speaker of Parliament. When he arrives, he would call for a leadership meeting, conclave, before sitting will itself start. Now, when that is done, then we'll have a clear indication whether or not the mini-budget will be presented today or not. And already the minority side of the House, I'm talking about the NDC, they have stated that it will not be a problem, although there are a few concerns they have. It will not be a problem if the mini-budget is not presented before the inauguration of the president-elect. They have noticed that if it does not happen, they don't mind doing it any day after the 7th of January this year. It could be done by the vice president-elect. I'm talking about Professor Nano Pokrajman, who will also be sworn in. He could present the mini-budget if the finance minister still refuses or is unable to present the mini-budget, as we hope is done today.
And Crosby, any chance you've seen the order paper for today? Because we know one of the many outstanding issues as well is tax exemptions, which the NPP administration has been seeking to push through in Parliament for quite a while. There's been lots of resistance. Is there an indication that that could come up again today?
Just like you rightly mentioned, Derek, the tax exemptions bill, if you like, or conversations on the tax exemptions, has been one of the key elements why the mini budget has not been presented. We have not cited the order paper yet, and it is a little bit unusual because by now it should be ready. Now, you know that the mini budget was not presented, so the expectations is that part of that could be used to run Parliament. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to communicate with you. The mini budget should have been presented to make up operations for this year because we know that the 2024 budget expired with the year 2024. Now we're in 2025. We do not have a budget we're using to run the country. Parliament may be affected by this until money is made available for the expenditure of Parliament and other institutions in the country. So we hope that the mini budget is presented. Right. On the order paper, we have not seen the order paper yet, but we anticipate that conversations concerning tax exemptions, the approval of Supreme Court judges, and other critical elements that the MPP want to push through may or may not happen for the mini budget to be presented.
Crosby, you've been interacting with some members of Parliament on the expectation. What have they been telling you?
Well, they expect that the mini budget is presented. If it is not presented, they expect that Parliament continues with its regular business of the day. For the NDC, I spoke with the Member of Parliament for Aswasi constituency. They are not very much bothered because the mini budget could be presented any day after the 7th of January. So they will make room for all the happenings before the 7th of January. For the NPP, well, they're hoping that it is also presented and that there be some agreements reached between the majority side of the House and the minority side of the House as well.
Business for the week, and then we look at what is on the table, then clearly we're able to have conduct government business. I mean, we are hoping that most of the issues that were on the table before could be presented in relation to the approval of judges, in terms of the budget appropriation that we need to approve, in terms of the school free SHS build out, and all those are on the bill. And we are hoping that the business committee will present the business for the week, and then clearly we look at what it is. So I expect that business should run smoothly. Not going to antagonize. Everything is going to. At this point, we need to think about how Ghana is going to go forward. We need to think about how we're going to promote all activities to ensure that Ghanaians do not have any setback from this transition. So clearly, I am expecting that the two sides, we are going to work together to ensure things are done appropriately.
Well, I don't expect much. I mean, except to say that I know that we are supposed to have what we normally call committee of the whole, and I hope probably maybe the finance minister will present his decision to come to the House. But if he doesn't come, I don't think there's much to be lost, because I mean, after 7th, all these things can be sorted out. So I don't expect much, aside tomorrow the State of the Nation by the President, and I also believe that the President's State of the Nation may probably be very brief if he wants to summarize it, and if he has to account for the whole of the 8 years that he's done, that may take us a little longer. But I hope that it will be, today and tomorrow will not be any especially eventful. My prayer is that we'll end this parliament well so that we can start a new one.
Will your side be open to reaching a consensus for the mini budget to be presented, that is if the finance minister wants that?
Well, I mean, the legislature haven't called for what they call a caucus meeting to discuss that, so I'll not be able to tell. It's my hope that if the finance minister is willing to come and do it, one of these should allow him to do it. But we haven't discussed that, so.
And that's Asawasa Member of Parliament, Muntaka Mohammed Mubarak, I should say, speaking to my colleague Noble Crosby. And Crosby is going to stay with us because he's keeping a close eye on another story for us this afternoon, which has to do with the Committee for Public Accountability issuing a warning against the misuse of the Operation Recover or Loot platform, cautioning members against using it to settle personal grievances. The group accused Raymond Acha, a member of the President-elect John Dramani Mahama's 5-member anti-corruption preparatory team, of leveraging the platform for personal scores, referring to a recent development involving Magdan Aviation and the Ghana Airport Company Limited. The group's leader, Collins Owusu-Amankwa, vowed to resist any attempt to exploit oral for individual vendetta, emphasizing the need to maintain the platform's integrity. And Crosby's following this for us. Crosby, what is fueling this concern by this group?
Well, according to this group, Mawina, what they're saying is that they're concerned about the fact that some members of the Operation Recover All Loot, the oral team put together by President-elect John Dramani Mahama, may want to use the platform to settle personal scores. They mentioned the name of Raymond Acha, who is a member of the oral team, and according to them, comments made by Raymond Acha in the past and in the present suggesting that Magdan, I'm talking about the owner and the CEO of Magdan Aviation, should pray that his government stays in power forever, is an unfortunate comment. And they are thinking that Raymond Acha, as one member of the oral team, may want to use the platform he's sitting on to settle personal scores. Indeed, they made a reference to the recent debacles, the recent concerns between Magdan Aviation and the Ghana Airport Company Limited over the shutdown of Magdan Aviation over some debt owed to the Ghana Airport Company Limited. So they're saying that these could be examples of witch hunting, if you like, trying to frustrate indigenous Ghanaian businesses and entrepreneurs. And they hope that the oral platform will not be used for these things, because if the platform is used to witch hunt, to settle personal scores or personal vendetta, they will fight it.
For Public Accountability, CPA, are troubled and extremely worried about the conduct of Mr. Raymond Acha, an investigative journalist, a business person, and a member of the Operation Recover or Loot oral team, recently said by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President-elect. As a matter of fact, we take a very serious view of the past and present statements of Mr. Raymond Acha to the effect that a very successful entrepreneur and a business magnate in Ghana and across the globe, who is an indigenous Ghanaian, Dr. Daniel Macaulay, the group chairman and CEO of Magdan Group, should pray that his government stays in power forever. Point of correction. We wish to put on record that Dr. Daniel Macaulay is not a card-bearing member of New Patriotic Party or any other political organization. Ladies and gentlemen, we find this statement very unfortunate, uncalled for, and unwarranted, in that it sought to undermine the business community. We want to put it on record that Mr. Daniel Macaulay, like any other Ghanaian, has every right to do legitimate business to help grow the economy. From humble background, Dr. Daniel Macaulay has gone through a lot, but God Almighty has been kind to him and other equally successful entrepreneurs.
Collins Owusu-Amankwa is a former member of Parliament, at this time leading a Committee for Public Accountability, asking that members of oral do not use it as a platform to settle personal scores. Let's move away from this, because traders are beginning to count their losses after fire ravaged the Kantamanto market once again, leaving analysts concerned. It's unclear what may have caused the fire at this stage, but investigations have already commenced. Joseph Armstrong Godalogbe is my colleague there for us. He reports that the officials from the Ghana National Fire Service are still battling the inferno. Let's go to him right now and get details. Armstrong, talk to us about what the situation is. Is the fire still on?
I've been able to contain the situation here, but you can see some pockets of fire here. And we are told there's a storage building that has also been involved by the fire. And the fire personnel are trying to move in there and bring that fire situation also under control. But as it stands right now, Mauna, where we are now, the entire place has been raised by the fire. And you could see some people also taking advantage of the situation to cash in by trying to collect the damage of the particularly staff so they can also make some money out of it, Mauna.
And you've been interacting with traders first off. Let's start with them. Those who've been affected, what have they been telling you?
Mauna, this traders is very, very, very disturbing for them. They believe strongly that the fire service has not been very nice to them because as it stands right now, we have about 13 fire tenders that have been stationed here. But all the fire tenders have been positioned very close to a bank that is close by, and you will not see any of them at the market area where the fire has raised everything to the ground floor. And speaking to the traders, they are saying that if the fire personnel at least listen to them and also come inside the market, they would have been able to contain the fire, and the extent of damage we are seeing here now would have been controlled. But the fire personnel positioned at the bank area, and their main focus was to protect the bank over there so that the fire will not get to that enclave, leading to the fire to escalate. These are concerns of the traders here, and for them, they are saying going forward, should anything happen like this in future, the fire personnel should consider it and every personnel who also have their properties being destroyed over here, Mauna.
You've been interacting as well, I understand, with the fire service. What's been their perspective to these accusations which have been coming through that they didn't get into the market area, and how well they've been able to deal with the fire situation?
So, for the fire personnel, I spoke with the Greater Accra Fire Regional Commander, who explained to me that they got here around 1 a.m. thereabouts to try to douse the inferno right on time. And that for him, all the accusation is, they are used to it. It happens all the time that when this is happening, so there's two, of course, have lost some properties, found of making such baseless accusation against them. But for them, they got here right on time, and they are using technical minds to douse the inferno. So they look at the direction of the wind and then to position their fenders over there. And that is why we are not seeing them right at the market site. And they also said that they lack space, accessibility to get to the center of the market, which sometimes limits their movement. Hence, they have to position themselves on the main road so they can throw the water towards the direction of the fire, which does not help because if the wind direction is not saving them, and that's the only place they have, then they would have to fight the fire from that direction, leading the fire to spread towards the other market square, Mauna.
Right, let's take a listen to the fire service who've been speaking to my colleague Armstrong Goldalogwa.
At the moment, the fire is under control. We managed to bring the fire under control. The fire started at 01:18 hours. 010:18 hours. By 01:20 hours, the first tender was here from Accra City. At the moment, we've been able to mobilize 13 fire engines with one 10-table ladder. And the fire is under control. We've been able to salvage the commercial bank. We've been able to salvage other buildings, adjoining buildings surrounding Kantamanto market. And that is what I have to say for now.
Very well. So, also take us through how many shops have been destroyed so far?
At the moment, salvaging is ongoing. So it's after salvaging that we'll be able to tell the number of stores that have been destroyed by the fire.
Explain to us which part of Kantamanto this fire is currently ravaging.
Okay, so Kantamanto, when you are coming from CMB, when you are coming from Circle through CMB, is on your right. When you are coming from Liberty, GCB Bank is on your left. So the fire, we've been able, if we had not stopped the fire, to have affected the GCB Bank. And so you can see that the TL and other firefighting appliances are based, some are based in the GCB yard.
Okay, so how many tenders do you have here so far?
At the moment, we have 13 and one TL, making it 14. The TL is the 10-table ladder for rescue.
Any casualties?
We have not registered any casualties yet.
But the usual talks from the traders and also passerbys continue to accuse the fire service for the arrival time, and also the usual story, no water in the fire tenders, and then also even the hydrants around, you don't have, they are not operating. I told you by 2 minutes we're here, because 0118 and 0120. So within 2 minutes, the tender from Accra City Fire Station was here. In fact, to show how we were serious, the chief officer is here, the director rural fires was here, the director operations is here, the deputy director operations is here, myself the regional commander, I am here. Very well. All the district fire commanders, you are here. Are all here. We still lost more properties. This thing happens every single year, beginning of every year. This place in particular records such fires. You've given a lot of caution to the general public regarding illegal connections and also people cooking within such places. You only talk. It's like you don't act so much. We have acted. When I took over in September, I have made this Christmas message. I will send a copy to you to play and see. I have made it very clear. Even as we speak, Mokola Market, there is a recorded tape both in Gan, Hausa and Twi. They play it in Mokola, they play it in Kaneshi, they play it in Agbogloshi, they play it in Medina, they play anywhere there is a market, they play. These are some of the efforts and pragmatic measures that we are putting in. But practically, illegal connections, you see cables still hanging around, and the fire service needs to play much role in ensuring that these things are curtailed. I think after this fire, we need to sit down with the market authorities and then see the way forward. So what's your name? My name is Assistant Chief Officer to Rashid Pamisa. And you are there? I am the Greater Accra Regional Fire Commander. Grateful, sir. Thank you. Yeah, grateful.
That's my colleague Armstrong speaking to the Greater Accra Regional Fire Commander. Armstrong is still with us on Zoom. He's going to hold on for us because we've been joined now by Dr. Nanaya Akwada. He's with the Bureau of Public Safety as well. Armstrong, just hold on for us. Let's get a bit more from Dr. Akwada. Dr. Akwada, Happy New Year to you. I appreciate that you could hold the line as well for us. Not the first time this is happening. What's your own reading of the situation? Because it looks like every year we have to be asking you the same question. Doc, you have to unmute for us so that we can hear you.
Yeah, apologies. Thank you very much and good afternoon to your viewers. I think that market fires are no news in Ghana today. Our challenge is rather that over the years, every major market in our country has been or has suffered a fire incident before. Some of it raising the whole facility to ground zero, as we are seeing this morning at Kantamanto. So it's not news. What consistently is disturbing is our lack of, commitment to ensuring that we are able to stop these. Look, once upon a time, we went as far as involving the FBI, in our market incident. Up until 2018, we used to have fire tenders stationed at the major market, when they all retired to sleep. What kind of considerations went into, the officers or those in charge withdrawing these tenders is yet to be known. Aside that, we all know the challenges facing our markets and how these fires or why these fires occur. It is a largely, very widely researched subject, and everybody who is concerned about the space knows what we need to do in order to stop these. But simply nothing has happened. This morning I posted on my Facebook page, literally challenging the government that, look, we are going to have probably the president or his vice, the outgoing or the incoming president or his vice visit the scene. We are going to have speeches made by top politicians. Then fire service is going to investigate this, and they are going to eventually put out the cause of the fire. But nothing will get done. Look, until we get to that stage where we as a people begin to take action, begin to care about our human, security, begin to care about, capital that people put in this, begin to analyze the impact of some of these property damages and trade wares that are lost, the impact of it on our GDP. We are not going anywhere, and these will continue recurring. Look, it's estimated that annually, Ghana, we are losing in excess of $16 million out of some of these market fires.
Right.
So why wouldn't we concern ourselves, with this and deal with this issue once and for all?
Doc, I'm going to have to hold you as well, because there's safety concern right now where my colleague Armstrong is. We see some women, I don't know if they're market women, are currently engaged in a salvaging attempt. Armstrong, who are these women? What are they seeking to do? We see them behind you. Is it really safe for them to be doing what they are doing right now?
Oh, now this is what has been happening here since morning. So these are basically scrap dealers, and they've actually gone to employ these, we call them kayaye, to help them collect some metals, with the hope that there are some ornaments in there, and they are collecting all this scrap. And if you see, let me take it closer to one of the that they have the weighing machine weigh the metals, so they can actually sell. And this is somebody's business while somebody is down. But let me also quickly add, that there's one casualty where the person you're told is bent badly and has been rushed to the Kantamanto hospital. I spoke with a sibling of that person who said that the person slept, and by the time he realized he couldn't move from where he was, and the fire bent him badly, and he has been rushed to the Kantamanto.
Right, and so Armstrong, we've just lost him via that connection, telling us that one person has been rushed to the Kolebu Teaching Hospital because they suffered burns. They were sleeping at the market when the inferno started. Let's try and wrap up the conversation with Dr. Nanaya Akwada. Doc, you've stated it all that, look, $60 million annually is possibly what we're losing to these fires, and that it has to take a collective effort from all of the citizenry. But let's look back at the numerous reports and perhaps what could have been done in helping to prevent this. We've had series of fires, series of reports that have come through. I am yet to see any of such reports. Is there really something that can be done in the interim? Because outside of the property that's been damaged and the loss to GDP, our lives as well, one of which we're just learning, has been rushed to the hospital.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm happy that you mentioned, the issue about the report. This is not only on reports, on fires or market fires in Ghana. Literally every public safety incident, every public safety disaster that has occurred, the government is keeping, the report close to its chest, with the exception of the June 3rd fire flood report that we were lucky to chance on a copy that we made public. The government has kept these documents close to its chest, and it's the reason that we suffer some of these, unfortunate incidents year on year, because no one really knows the specific recommendations that have been made, or the various recommendations made, and the reasoning behind those recommendations, except for the ones that officialdom thinks that they want to feed the public with, is what they tell us. Two, coming back to your second question on the interim steps that we can take, I believe that once this incident has occurred, it's a must. We have to conduct an investigation, and I'm trusting that the police and the fire service are going to team up to investigate this incident where it how it started, possibly who started it, and everything associated with it. And once that is done, we can make a way forward. But then before we can actually put a huge stamp on these fires and stop them, we need to continue to pursue, or the government need to reopen, efforts that we have made several years back on the Occupational Health and Safety Bill. This bill has been moving, swinging between Parliament and Cabinet, Parliament and Cabinet for a very long time. My organization, about 2 or 3 years ago, met with the Council of State in a bid to, lobby them to get this bill passed. This is a comprehensive bill that will look at all aspects of occupational safety, health, and environmental concerns. If this bill is passed, I am positive that we will be able to take some of these challenges by the horn and deal with it.
Doc, I appreciate that you could speak to us. That's Dr. Nana Akwada. He is with the Bureau of Public Safety. We can move away from fires to the education front, because the Colleges of Education Teachers Association of Ghana, they're embarking on an industrial action starting today. The group has listed a litany of issues it accuses government of failing to address, hence the decision to stay away from the workplace to press home the demand for solutions. Let's take a look at some of these concerns which they've been raising, amongst many of which we'll be getting details of right now with respect to the concerns that they've been raising. And the first having to do really with a failure to fully implement the National Labour Commission's arbitration award as issued on the 2nd of May 2023. Also, there's a failure to complete the migration of the Colleges of Education teaching staff onto the affiliate universities' pay structure. Then we know as well that there's been delay in paying the remaining 42 colleges the 1-month basic salary as compensation for all year-round work done by CETAG members in 2022 as ordered by the NLC on the 22nd of May 2023. And then as well, the prolonged delays of government in issuing the new appointment letters based on the staff audit report and the affiliate university scheme of service to staff to enable the migration to be effected by the Controller and Accountant General's Department in October of 2024 as agreed. And then we know as well the non-payment of the top-up of book and research allowance for 2023 to staff of the Akrokre College of Education. Book and research allowance really is one of the things that make teachers, that makes teachers tick. And so the strike is taken off today, the 2nd of January 2025. It's going to affect teaching, supervision of project work as well. And this is a challenge that's currently on our hands. Morgan Abeku Messiah is a CETAG National Research and Training Officer. He's joined us right now via the phone lines for a quick conversation. Thank you very much, Morgan, for speaking to us. You're starting your industrial action today. What will it take for you to return to the classroom? You've listed your issues. It looks like government has not been hearing. Are you confident this action will have them hear you?
Thank you very much. And let me say good afternoon to your viewers and listeners and all the CETAG members who may be viewing or listening to us at this moment. Yeah, coming to your question, right? What will take us back into the classroom to go and do our official duties? Simply, what we have stated is that when our members go to the bank and then they realize that the money that we are calling for have been paid into their account, then we will return to the classroom. But until then, we are unable to return to our official duties.
There's a government that is coming. This current administration's term in office has almost ended. Some will say bad faith you deciding to embark on this industrial action when you could wait and begin conversations with the incoming government as to a way forward to pay you.
Thank you very much. As a matter of fact, we are dealing with an issue that started about 21 months ago. And you, the media, are fully aware that we have not rested since this award was given. We have embarked, this is the 10th strike after 2nd May 2023 that we are embarking on. And anytime we do, we are pleaded upon to return to the classroom and we obey in good faith. Now, the government that we have been dealing with is about to leave office and they have another budget to present. So we believe that if they have the students at heart and they have the teachers at heart, then this is the time for them to do the right thing and capture the awards of CETAG in this particular budget. We are not thinking about the new government that is coming, but we believe that if the current government is unable to do what they are expected to do, then the almost lies on the new government to continue from where they ended. But for now, we are not even thinking about the new government that is coming. We believe that the current government can do what is right before they leave office.
Is this to suggest there's been no engagement since you issued this warning of an industrial action somewhere last month?
Yes. I wouldn't say there hasn't been any kind of engagement, but the engagements have not been fruitful. We have not seen anything concrete that should have stopped us from embarking on this strike. All what we have heard is the same as what we've been hearing since 2nd May 2023, promises upon promises. And sometimes you are told that this thing is being done, by the time you realize that, nothing has been done. So we are unable to trust any longer the promises of our employees. Now we want to see evidence of compliance, and that evidence of compliance now that we want to see is payment of our monies into our accounts.
Right then, Morgan, we'll leave the conversation here and we'll pick it up subsequently. That's Morgan Abekumazar speaking to us this afternoon in relation to the strike by CETAG. They will take us onto our very first break here on NewsCentral. When we return, we're taking a trip up north because the Mole National Park is seeing lots of tourists. We have details for you. If you stay with us, please do stay. starting the regions up north, where the overlord of the Kusok traditional area, Naba Asigri Abukrago Azoka II, has reaffirmed his commitment to the peace-building process to end the Bawku chieftaincy conflict and restore calm. In a statement delivered on his behalf during the 37th Samampede Festival by the Kusasi people, Naba Abugrago called for an end to the killings and paved way for a peaceful resolution of the protracted conflict.
Worth mentioning is the premeditated, needless disturbance by our detractors, often ignorantly called chieftaincy conflict of Bawku. These disturbances have impacted negatively on the entire community. Bawku, which was once a vibrant economic hub in the north, has in the past 3 years deteriorated due to the needless conflict, which has led to the loss of several lives and property. Ladies and gentlemen, let me assure Kusak, Ghanaians, and indeed the whole world that there is no chieftaincy conflict in Bawku. Bawku and the entire Kusak, for that matter, is our land, our heritage, bequeathed to us.
Take you to the Upper East region now. Castro Senyala is my colleague there. He's joined us. Castro, describe to us how Bawku is today, because we know that there's been a lot more security personnel deployed ahead of the festival.
Right, Marwena, Bawku is very, very unpredictable as far as the conflict is concerned. You can report that it is calm now, and then in the next minute, it is not. But then, as I speak now, Bawku is very calm. In fact, it has been calm for the past weeks, except for a few incidents where we understand that some lives have been lost. But the police have not been able to confirm that to us. But as we speak now, a lot more security personnel are still on the ground. Talk of the police and that of the military are still on the ground. Majority of the people who, the personnel who were brought in to keep the peace ahead of the Samampede Festival are still on the ground helping to maintain peace and serenity.
We know there's been a lot more by the chief who's been speaking. Talk to us about what more he's been saying.
Aside from the chief making it clear that the conflict needs to come to an end because of the loss of lives, he has also been very clear and loud on the need for government to complete the Bolgatanga-Bawku Kulmankong road. This is a very important road project that connects Ghana to the rest of Africa. And for him, he believes that if it is completed, it will help to boost up the economic activities of the area, despite the fact that the prolonged conflict is trying to derail the beauty of the town. He has also been calling and reminding, in fact, the incoming government of the President-elect John Dramani Mahama that he made a promise to them to carve a region out of the Upper East region, which is the Kusok region. He has sent a reminder to the government that when it comes to power, it should prioritize that and carve the 6 administrative areas of the Kusok into a region for them. He believes that that would help to drive the development of the area, the much needed development, and also ensure that peace is brought back to the area.
Still on the concerns with relation to the conflict, there are growing or fresh concerns now that the highways are still not safe, particularly for travelers. Is that being addressed by the police, do we know?
But when that is the call of the people of Bawku, especially those in the inner side of Bawku, where the conflict is rife, they say that it's still very difficult to travel out of Bawku, especially if you are coming towards Bolgatanga. The concerns have also been that if you are moving from Bolgatanga to Tamale, there is also a bit of challenge there. And so residents have continued to mount pressure, especially on the military and police, to do their best to augment their patrols or their teams on the highways so that people can go about their activities very, very freely and in a safe way. There has been improvements. I've been speaking to the police and the military who tell me that they have improved their operations and especially their patrols there. But it appears that there's so much work to be done on the ground. But then they will continue their best to see that these attacks are weeded out gradually, because they've now deployed drones to help in the fight against the violent attacks, especially on the highways. But then The inner people still maintain that a lot more needs to be done.
Castro, thank you for those details. That's my colleague Castro Senyala from the Upper East region, providing details there for us. From there, we're going to the Savannah region, where several heaps of harvested maize on a 72-hectare farm belonging to the Savannah regional minister has been destroyed by fire. The incident is suspected to be arson, sparking calls for investigation. Christopher Marco is following up on the story for us. He's joining us right now with a bit more details. Chris, talk to us. When did they discover that this had happened? What's the police's response to this and the demands for an investigation?
Yes, so Mawena, it was yesterday around 5:30 p.m. that the minister was called and told that his farm that he had harvested his maize had been set ablaze by an unknown person or persons. And so this triggered some conversation in the Damango area. Mawena, the heaps of maize were supposed to be shelled today. Unfortunately, yesterday, while they were preparing to go to the farm and continue with the processes in the harvesting, they got information that the farm had been set ablaze. And as we speak, the regional minister is left devastated because he had committed a lot of resources into that particular farm. Last year, the regional minister harvested several bags of thousands of bags of maize, and this year, owing to the dry spell that hit the northern part of the country, even though he faced difficult times, he was able to invest inputs into the farm. Unfortunately, this has all been burnt to ashes, and so as we speak, Mawena, it's a sad day for the regional minister. Police actually have commenced investigations into the matter. They went to the community, that is the Bruto community where this farm is. The other aspect of it is that he had created a 10-meter farm belt where he kept the heaps of maize yet to be shelled where this incident happened. So, Mawena, people in Damango, as it stands now, are all at their farms. That is the farmers, ensuring that they harvest their farm produce on time so that nobody can go and destroy their farm.
Right then, Chris, thank you for those details. That's Christopher Marco, my colleague from the Savannah region for us. To the Ashanti region, because the management of the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital is grappling with a growing debt crisis caused by some patients' inability to settle their medical bills. Others have reportedly absconded without paying, compounding the financial challenges of the facility. Management has assured the public that measures are being put in place to address the financial strain on the facility. Dr. Yao Opare Labi is Deputy Medical Director.
It goes up. Yeah, so we always have patients who are treated. We have this policy in this hospital where you come in, we don't take money from you like it was in the past where there was no health insurance, but now you come in, you are treated, and afterwards you are given a bill. Yes, but what happens is that some patients cannot pay their bill. Or it still persists. And I'm not thinking it's going to go away anytime soon. It's going to be with us for some time. Yes.
Like how do we deal with such situation?
In this hospital, we have various ways of doing it. You know, we have a social welfare unit in this hospital. So we have various ways. So the interventions, what we do is that for some clients, we come up with a payment plan. Some of them will actually even suggest it, or we will suggest it to them. Social welfare will come and assess. They have a way of assessing all these clients who have difficulty paying their bills. So the interventions come in various ways. Either they are given a payment plan to pay everything. Sometimes it can come in the form of waiving parts of the bill. And even in some cases, it can be a total waiver completely. And in the hospital, and as you've seen today, we've had individuals and corporate institutions, organizations who come in once in a while to also come in and take care of patients' bills. So that's the way it goes with our patients.
And you're so here on NewsCentral. We're taking you up north, and the new year, that's 2025, started with an overwhelming sense of excitement as both foreign and local tourists visit the Mole National Park in Damongo to experience the incredible wildlife and vast landscapes of Ghana's largest national park. With its rich biodiversity, stunning safari tours, and diverse ecosystems, Mole quickly became the go-to destination for those seeking adventure, relaxation, and a glimpse of Africa's majestic creatures.
The park was buzzing with visitors eager to explore the safari to catch a glimpse of the creatures. Scores of local travelers, alongside other tourists from around the world, took pains to get a feel of what they term as an unforgettable experiences.
And I think the park is very beautiful. There are a lot of, it's really big, a lot of animals, different animals. And I also like seeing all different kinds of birds, and the guide also explained what birds and beautiful colors. And I really like seeing animals for the first time. So, and a lot of, just a beautiful overall.
I have been here, and most of my coming is just for meetings. I've never had the opportunity, like many others, to go into to have the safari to see how it feels like, and it's been exciting. But we saw an elephant that I have never seen in my life.
Management of the park expressed excitement over the numbers recorded.
The turnout so far has been encouraging as compared to last year, but we hope that from tomorrow on going to second, third going, a lot of people will now understand and appreciate that before they resume work, they need to stress out, they need to distress themselves actually of the everything that had eaten their time, taking their time within last year. So it will be good they come around this year, experience nature while away from the noises and everything that stresses them out there, and come to feel the nature, have the experience in Mole National Park, just to start up the new year.
The Mole National Park, known for its elephant heads, antelopes, and exotic bird species, is the largest and most prestigious protected area in Ghana and covers 4,577 square kilometers.
You should, if you're around in and around the northern Savannah region, you should be visiting the Mole National Park. Now, climaxing his year off in the USA with the MLS Cup, Joseph Paintsil, in an exclusive interview with Free Sports, has been speaking about his first season there. He interacted with Akosu Eji.
2024 is ending in a manner that was a world away from the way 2024 began for Joseph Paintsil. He barely glittered as the Black Stars crashed out of the 2024 African Cup of Nations, but he's ending the year as a Major League Soccer champion following his move to the United States of America. Joseph Paintsil summarizes his season as a shaking of an injury.
My season was really great. I had a great season this season because it was really fantastic, especially coming to a league like MLS. It's a different league, but it's the same football. But it was a really different kind of style of play. But altogether, it was really an amazing season for me because I had a great season, scoring some couple of goals and giving more assists also. That resulted into LA Galaxy winning the trophy, the West Trophy, and also the main MLS Cup. It feels really great. It's something that every player really wants to have in his book also. So we having Messi in the MLS and Busquets and all these kind of players. At the end of the day, we resulted in taking the league, which is really an important thing because it's not that easy. Because we the club, the LA Galaxy club, it's been like almost 10 years since they won this trophy, and the exact day that we played that final was the same exact day. That was 10 years that they never lifted the trophy. So we breaking that kind of record. It's really such an amazing thing for us to do, and for me also added to my record of having a trophy in LA Galaxy with my first season with some couple of months me being in LA.
While the club form has stabilized, Paintsil remains far from a main man at the Black Stars, and his relationship with Black Stars coach Otto Addo has been far from ideal. He's adamant he's fully committed to the Black Stars.
I'm always committed. It's a blessing when you've been called to the national team to represent your country. There's a whole lot of millions of players, so if you have been choosing to represent your country, then why won't I be committed? I will always be committed whenever I'm being called, always be committed and be ready for the national team whenever they call, and I'm always committed because my national team is also part of me. They have made me also grow up to now, so I'm really committed in the national team. We have a nice relationship, not as people think as it is in the, in the air, outside and all these kind of things. Tuado used to text me and, find out how I'm doing even with my season, tells me I'm doing good, I should keep on and all these kind of things. I have no issue with Tuado, and I think he has also no issue with me, so I think we are in a good relationship now. So that's what I would say. We have no, bad connection or bad relationship towards each other. So I think it's positive for me.
Family remains central to Paintsil. His three brothers are heavily into football, and their free time is filled with endless rounds of FIFA games. His twin sister and mother remain his bedrock. Beyond family though, music is the other thing that keeps Paintsil going. The former Tema youth player is beautifully blending the skill of playing and the art of recording music. His latest single, Blessing, was one of the anthems during LA Galaxy's victory parade.
I felt really happy, especially when we had the warm-up. They also played it when we have the warm-up. And whilst we have the warm-up, I was also singing, towards the song. So it's kind of good feeling when they appreciate your song in the United States, and also where I play. It's also a music country. So me finding myself being my music being played in the stands and in the speakers around the field is such a great feeling. And after that, we won the league. Also, they just also played it, and I was just singing towards it and dancing towards it. So it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like, oh, these people have really accepted me in the family also.
In wrapping up a successful year, Joseph Paintsil crowned it off with a charity match for lower division teams from Fadama.
That's one of our stars with the Black Stars, Joseph Paintsil. That's how we'll end today's edition of News Central. We're back again tomorrow with a bit more for you in terms of news, but there's a lot more news for you a lot later today. News 360 at 7 p.m. Ghana tonight, a lot later as well. I am Mawina Egbeta. Up next is the afternoon show. Please stay tuned.